Welcome, I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up! I made this cute Christmas card. It's a fancy fold card. I made it with products from Stampin' Up! I sell these products and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I have the free detailed directions for this project on my website, and you'll be able to click links for the products to be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! You'll see where to find all of that at the end of this video, so don't worry about taking notes. It's time to put stamps, ink, and paper together. So this card is really sparkly. I don't know if you can catch it all. I've got the puff snow, and I've got Wink of Stella sparkle, and I've got these fine gems. And I must say that I was disappointed because this is the card that I had planned to show. And another fun fold. This card uses trees for sale, and there were tree lot dies available with Celebration, and these are gone. I was so disappointed because I was going to show this card. I love the little trailer camper, but I think I love this fancy fold card without using the dies just as much. I hope you do too. My paper is a medium envelope. I've got balmy blue. I have scored it at 5.5, 7, 9, and 10.5. And you're going to crease all of these score lines. And they all are going the same way, so it's kind of going around in this box. I also have a piece of Pear Pizzazz. The Pear Pizzazz is 2 1/4 by 10.5, and I have scored this at 4, 5.5, and 7. I also have a piece of basic white to go on the back. I used Celebrate with Tags for the Merry Christmas stamp for this card. But you could also use Christmas greetings. I did use quite a few inks. I have Tuxedo Black Memento ink, Pear Pizzazz, Garden Green, and White Craft ink. And I am using Wink of Stella and this Snowfall Accents puff paints, and you will need a heat tool. I also used some masking paper, which I have already stamped and cut out. You could also use sticky notes. And I stapled several layers together, I think 4 layers together, so I can cut them out all at once. I have 3 tree sizes and the dog. And I'm going to start off by stamping the string of lights, and you light up the season. And I put them on the same block so I could line them up nicely on the grid paper. And I want to stamp this pretty far over to the right side. And then I'm going to stamp with the white craft ink. And I'm going to stamp my snowflakes. And I'm going to stamp them kind of scattered. And you can stamp as many or as few as you like. Then I also want to stamp this piece, and you may or may not want to stamp this piece. This section is kind of the back, but when you mail the card, it's going to be showing a little bit, so it might be worth stamping there. Next, I want to use the puff paint. This puff paint is a pretty thin, milky kind of consistency. The puff paint that I used before dries really quite solidly, and I don't think it's going to clean up for whatever you use. So you may want to use acetate. You may want to use that relief paper from when you're mounting stamps. Whatever you use, it's going to be probably trash. So I'm going to just squirt out a little bit. You can kind of drop it. It's got a small drop, but I have a hard time kind of controlling it. So I found that putting it on a paper and then using, I've got a toothpick. This is the kind of toothpick with flat ends, but you could actually just break off the tip of a toothpick this way too. And just pick it up and dot it onto your stamping. And you can put it on every snowflake or some of them. It's up to you. And remember that you did 2 layers. You did this one too. And I'm gonna just do half of it and then heat this. When you heat it, you're going to use the heat tool and it's going to pop up like popcorn, and hopefully you'll be able to see that. And so you do get a pretty good texture. I think you can see it there. So now I'll do the inside. And I don't think I mentioned it. You do want to shake this well before you use it. So give it a shake. If some of your snowflakes end up right on your light, just ignore them. Don't put the puff paint where the lights will go. I cut this piece the wrong size, and so I had it almost all done. I was able to remove these, and so this is take 2. Sometimes when I'm doing take 2, I tend to get ahead of myself because I think you've already watched me, and you haven't. So the 4-inch piece is going to be where we want to put the dog. So we will stamp our dog near the bottom here. And then we're going to cover him up with the masking. So we're going to cover the dog up with this masking that's cut out in dog shape. This one hasn't been stamped because it was in layer 2. We can cover up our memento and stamp trees. And this will be like so. So we want to have stamping here. And we want to have stamping in here. Again, this is the solid, these are the solid trees in Pear Pizzazz. And these stamps come in 3 sizes of the solid. And I am stamping on both sides. And stamping right over that mask. And my small tree can fill in. It's okay to overlap. It really will be. But because I'm going to be cutting out really quick scallopy kind of shapes, so I want to fill in so that most of this 2.5-inch piece is covered up. So before I do that, I want to stamp the garden green, the more detailed stamps. And I really love the way these two layers look together. I think they look really lovely. And the medium and garden green. Oops, that was the big one. And the big one. And I have another oopsie over here, trying to work quickly. Let's see how bad that looks. I think that that will be okay. And I've got, but I want to cover up, I want to mask some of these trees. It really won't matter a whole lot. But especially on this front section. So I'm going to stamp off on these so that it looks like there's more forest back here. And I'm actually using, in fact, I think I'm going to do a full strength there. I just want to get hints of trees here. And I might as well go full strength on that one too. So you can see it's not really an awful thing to not mask. And then when I take off these masks, these trees, especially in the front, kind of stand out a little bit. And the dog hopefully will really stand out. Don't want to get him buried in the trees. And then we're going to cut with our snips really quickly, kind of a scallop or maybe a reverse scallop, so that it has a little bit more look to the trees. I'm not trying to cut out exactly around those trees. And on this section, because we're going to be kind of covering those up together, pull those together. Just a really quick job. And I see I need to do a little bit more quick job over here. Okay. Now this should fit on perfectly. So this part's going to fold over. Okay. I do want this section to be well stuck on. So again on that 4-inch piece, I'm going to put the tear and tape adhesive on that end, and also Tear and Tape adhesive here. I don't want to go up too high. I don't want to go above where the green is going. Take off the backing. And we can go ahead and adhere this on this end. We do want to be sure and be matching up this end here. And then adhesive here. And you could use the Tear and Tape. I'm going to use, you could use snail. This is less likely to tear off. So with this opened all the way this way, it should fit nicely. And then we might want to put adhesive, just a little bit of adhesive in here. Just to hold this part down. And then the card will fold up nicely and fit in a nice medium envelope. Okay, let's not forget the back. Memento. And Merry Christmas. And I think I need a bigger backing paper here, so I've got a piece of scratch paper. For this splatter, I want to open up the Wink of Stella and just put the brush tip in and flick it. And I don't have a clue if this is showing up. And I am going to head and splattering the tree area up by the snowflakes on the top. And I can sprinkle and I can splatter the greeting as well. When it's dry, when it's wet, I think that splatter is showing up. When it's dry, it's a little bit more subtle. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see some of that sparkle on here, huh? So we just need to put that on the back piece. Making sure it's right side up. And then we've got some fine sparkle gems. And I'm going to put one of these smaller sizes on each of the lights. I'm going to alternate them. So I want kind of a blue color and an orange and a green. And complete my pattern. There you go. Now these are not the same colors that I've used in the card, but I think that they work out just fine. And there you go. You light up the season with a little bit of sparkle. Merry Christmas. I should have said something at the beginning, but it's not too early to start thinking about Christmas cards now. By the time you order your supplies and start working, you don't want to be rushed to get your cards done. So this is a great time to start. Here is the web address for this project, where you'll find the free directions and links for the products I used. You can click individual products or the Add All to the Cart. You will be able to remove products you don't need or add more products. I have lots of resources on my website. Most of them are free. It's easy to miss some of those resources or to get lost exploring. Let me take you on a quick tour. Just under the banner image are 6 links. Under Shop, you'll find links to the products from Bev, shopping strategies, my frequent shopping points, and a sampling from the clearance rack. Under Inspiration, you can link to scroll all of my projects since 2011. The products may be retired, but you may be inspired by a layout, color combination, or a technique. I have the basics, where I've written about stamps, ink and paper, cutting, adhesives, and my favorite tools. You'll find a link to Techie Tips and an easy link back to my latest post. Click on Getting Organized, and you'll find some of my resources for stamp case slips, product labels, large labels for designer series paper, and more. Case inserts for dies, embellishments, and anything I think might fit in a stamp case, including ink refills. You'll also find color tools and charts, a practically free stamp pad storage solution, tabs and a quick reference for the annual catalog, and plans for toolkits. I have a video of my craft wall and more. Click on Evernote Current Products and you can learn how to share my notebook. This notebook has a note for every current product from Stampin' Up! It allows you to search by color, image, product type, word, phrase, or event, and more. I include French, German, and Dutch names and numbers when available, and the prices for all the markets. Evernote synchronizes on your phone, tablet, and or your desktop or laptop computer, so you can look through the Stampin' Up! Catalog from anywhere, anytime. You can copy my notes for the products you own so you can find just what you're looking for. When products retire, I move them to the Retired Products Notebook, which I also share, and I host a notebook for Paper Pumpkin. Click on Sip Together and then Let's Stamp to come stamp with me or join my Sip Together team. There's also a link to learn a bit about me. The sitemap will help you navigate all these links from one page. And there are quick links along the side of my page. Shop Now takes you to my online store at Stampin' Up! You'll see the current host code. It would be a great help to me if you use that if you are ordering less than $150. You can click on the current catalogs to page through them online. And then there are my links to my 5 most recent posts. Thank you very much for stopping by and hope to see you soon.